Greetings, Maths Focus Group. This is an introduction to spreadsheets for you. I'll just share my screen. It's already shared. So first thing we want to do is open up Google Classroom and go to your class. It's grayed out. I haven't shared it with you yet. This is for those who actually probably don't come to class. So I can access this again. I'm just going to use the snipping tool. You can probably download it or look at it. So there's a number of formulas that we're going to learn how to use. So I'll keep pulling that up when I need it, but I needed to get rid of it so I could go back and open up the data. So I've provided data. This is some records from the database that you all supposed to add your details to at the start of the semester. Not everyone did, so I just grabbed this to show you how the formulas work. Control C for copy. I'll go back here and I can either go to Drive or just open a sheet. And I think I'll just open a sheet. How about a new one? All right, and then I'll just post that data in. Control V. And then we've got a whole lot of values. Some are text, some are numbers. Formulas, which we're going to be using formulas, usually only work with um, numbers, but there are some formulas that'll do this. Now, I'm going to make all of this stuff bold and maybe bigger. Come on, where's bold gone? Oh, Control V. All right. So the first formula we're going to learn is mean. The mean is called an average in Google Sheet input. Okay. So it'll pop up as I'm typing, but every formula in any spreadsheet always starts with an equal. And then we've got average. And then I'm going to open the bracket for myself and I'm going to scroll over this data, the height. And then I'm going to close the bracket. And when I hit enter, whoops, I'll put it in there. Now, I should have put in here, mean. Oh, I wanted it to be bold too. Didn't I tell it all to be bold? Mean. Okay. Once you've got a formula, you can copy the formula across. See the little dot? Once it becomes that little plus sign, I can scroll it across and go all the way across. So I don't have to keep typing in the formula and I can get rid of decimal places. And these things here are words. So we can't divide by words to get an average. So we have to just delete them. So that's the mean, which we use the word average for. Average, select the range that's going to be. Now, the next formula is the median, which is the midpoint. And again, every formula starts with an equals, and I need to select the range, which is the same range. Now, the difference will be only minimal because there isn't a great deal of variation in the heights. If I pull the formula across, some of the other cells might show a little bit more variation. And it's saying it's not a number, and it's not a number, and it's not a number. So here we've got more variation. Here it's the same, only a little bit. But that's so it as it should be. Now, the next formula is the mode. Now, it's going to be a bit strange because some of the data there isn't are repetitions. Again, we use the word mode. Whoops, mode. And if most of the formulas only have 3 letters, so the mode, I think, is going to be this, or should I have typed mode? No, it should have been mode. I'll just go back and check. When you can't remember, go and have a look. Mode is mode, not mod, which is some other mathematical formula. What did I do wrong? Not working. Let's see if we can get a mode somewhere else. Because cannot produce a result. No value occurs more than once. So that's why there's an error there. Rather than retype it, I'll just copy the formula across till we get some modes, and I'll delete anything that. Okay. So 14 appears twice there. So 14 is the mode. It's telling me 28. I can't see it. Oh, yes, I can. 2. So, all right. The next formula is the total, which in spreadsheeting terminology is called the sum. Equals sum. Open the bracket, select the range, those values, hit enter. Oops, and I did it again. Cut, paste, drag across when it's the right symbol. Zero means it can't add up things that aren't numbers. And I was supposed to call that total. I wanted to be bold. I hope that made them all bold. Couple more. There's only 3 more left. Minimum and maximum. I shouldn't need to come back for that. And COUNTIF. I'll explain them to you. Minimum, maximum, count. Whoops. Count if. Why isn't that bold? All right. So the minimum equals min, close bracket, enter. 150 is the minimum. This is going to be the max equals max. Just those ones. And I can even highlight 2 at a time and get the plus and drag them all across. And of course, where there's no numbers, the function will give you a 0 answer. All right, now COUNTIF is a little bit different. It selects one particular value out of what's there. So it would probably work better. Well, let's try it. Equals COUNTIF. Open the bracket, select where we're scanning from, and then we usually have to tell it what we're after. Let's see how many 177s there are there. There's 177. Now, the same formula can be used here with text. Equals COUNTIF. It's scroll the range, a comma, then I open the double commas, and then to type in a word. Now let's do blue. Whoops, that's not how you spell blue. Close with a double, close the bracket, and it'll tell me how many blues there are there. 2 blues, and we'll confirm it. 1, 2. I could go back there and search for something else by typing in a different. Let's copy that formula, Control C. Let's copy it over here. Command V to paste it in. It's found none because there's no blue in there. But if I double click blue, whoops, I don't want the inverted commas. I don't want, just get rid of those 4 letters and type in, let's say type in car. And there's 4 cars. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. So there are all the formulas. You have access to that sheet. You've got access to all this data here. And what you've got to do is put in the formulas and make them work if they're typed incorrectly. So the mean uses average. Median uses the word medium. Mode, oh, here it is. Mode uses the word mode. Total uses the word sum. Min for minimum, max for maximum, and count if you're doing a count if formula where you put in the range, a comma, and then the number you want to find, how many of them there are. But if you're doing text, you want to search text for how many occurrences for the word cars there, you put the word in inverted commas. So I will leave it at that for you. I want to stop recording.